What? What? That. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video of Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. We have finished the main storyline of the original Doki Doki Literature Club, and I thought, well, we still have these side stories that we gotta do, so why not, see, because this is like the added content that is onto DDLC Plus. So, without further ado, we're gonna start with, I believe, Trust. I'm ready to begin this side story, so let's begin. I wonder what's gonna happen here. Oh. New music. What? New art. Okay. Whoa. Okay, everyone. The literature club is starting. Let's all have a seat and take attendance, okay? ... Ugh. I missed debate club. I missed debate club. Who knew they would be so difficult to start a new club? I feel worse with every day that passes without anyone coming in. I'm really starting to lose confidence. Monika is the only member of the literature club. In the days that have passed, all our efforts was to recruit new members and have been fruitless. Am I going to be this wrong? Monika glances at one of her flyers. The headline is, "Do you like literature?" Maybe nobody isn't into literature enough to pick over the other club's interests. I can't just rely on people liking literature. I need to sell them on a vision. A vision. But what kind of vision? Monika rests her head on the desk, deep in thought. But before she realized it, the recent nights of staying up too late started to catch up to her. It's so quiet, and the noise of the air conditioning is soothing. Okay. This is interesting. I might want to make it a little bit smaller here so you can actually see everything else here. So, hello? It's Sayori! Suddenly, a voice causes Monika to snap awake. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'll never do this.
Is this the napping club?
No, this is... Oh god, the music needs to be lowered a bit. Alright, there we go. Now I can sort of hear myself, and then... Monika pauses, suddenly embarrassed to admit that this is, in fact, the literature club. This is the literature club.
Yay! I thought I got it wrong for a sec.
I'm super sorry. It was, like, so unprofessional of me to do that.
Don't apologize. I do that all the time.
Oh?
Did I miss the club meeting? Where is everybody?
Well, about that. This is everybody.
Really? Just you?
But we're going to get more members. I'm working really hard at it.
Hold on a sec. If it's just you. That means I get to be vice president.
Wait, vice president? What are your qualifications?
Well, I'm better at napping than you. Maybe I should be president.
Now you're just making fun of me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What was your name?
Sayori.
Okay, Sayori. I've been really hard on this club. I've been trying really hard on this club. I know you caught me at a weird time, but really disheartening not to be taken seriously, you know? I care so much about this. I just want to find other people who do too.
Oh no. I'm so sorry. I do care, I promise. I have a hard time being serious, that's all. I didn't mean to hurt you. I was joking about the vice president thing too. I make a terrible vice president.
I mean, I'm sure that Monika tries to say something reassuring, but it's difficult when she doesn't know much about Sayori. I'm sorry about this isn't, like, a real club yet. Would you still be interested in joining after I found a few more members, at least?
Well, no. I want to join now.
Really?
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun.
Besides, I can tell how hard you've been working.
You're doing something amazing and you should be proud of it, you know. So let me help you turn something stressful into something fun. If nothing else, I'm good at it. If nothing else, I'm good at that, so...
Honestly, how could I possibly say no to that? It's really sweet of you, Sayori. Oh, I'm Monika, by the way.
Monika! That's such a cool name.
Oh, now you're just trying to cheer me up.
But you're smiling.
Well, I didn't say it didn't work. Monika glances at the flyer at her desk and realizes that her name is already written on it.
So what do we do first?
Well, it's getting pretty late, isn't it? We can go home and try to come up with something with new ideas to help recruit club members.
I can do that.
Cool. And I think we need to put some more thought into my vision for the club. You know, like a mission.
My mission is to make everyone happy.
Yeah, something like that. I need to think about it.
Hey, do you like hugs?
I guess so. Sayori suddenly pulls Monika into a friendly hug, then let's go.
Some people can really just use a hug sometimes. Besides,
Sayori whispers loudly.
hug energy is what keeps me at my best.
Hug energy? Monika laughs. Although Sayori is very different from her, Monika feels her spirits lifted. Maybe it's just because she finally found another club member. But, well, I'm looking forward to tomorrow then. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna think really hard tonight about how to get more people.
Yeah, me too. A day passes and the time has come for the Literature Club, Monika and Sayori to reconvene. As president, Monika ensures that she was the first to arrive to the club. But she finds herself waiting longer than expected for Sayori. In 10 minutes already. Maybe Sayori changed her mind about joining? No, that can't be. She was so excited yesterday. But I'm getting kind of worried. Suddenly Sayori comes bounding through the door. In her hand, she's holding a sheet of paper.
Sorry, I'm late. I'm here.
Wait.
Sorry, I'm late. I'm here.
It's okay. Welcome back.
And
Sayori spins over to Monika and deposits the sheet onto Monika's desk. Oh, what's this?
take my hand. Take my hand. Take me forward. Take me to your dreamland. Caution me to watch my step, so I can look back at my footprints. Climb the stairs ahead of me, while I look up to you. The more I look forward, the more I look up. The more I can lend to you. If you can trust me to follow your pace, I'll trust you to set it. If you can trust me to lend you a smile, I'll trust you to return it. Take my hand, take me forward, take me to your dreamland.
Hey, this is really good. You wrote this, Sayori?
Of course! Wait, no, that's the wrong side of the paper!
Huh?
I wasn't ready to share that. Yeah, I'm so embarrassed.
Monika flips over the page, where on the other side is a list of ideas for recruiting new club members. Oh, so this is what you meant to show me. I'm curious now, do you write poetry often?
I do, but I'm sure I'm not anywhere near as good as you are.
Really? I'm actually terrible at writing poetry. I never written anything I would never written anything I was happy with. Like, I always read it again after a week after I write it and I'm like, wow, this is so stupid. I don't know. It's just like the dramatic version of me that doesn't agree with the person that I want myself to be, or something like that.
Aww. You should have more confidence in yourself. You're the Literature Club president.
I guess you're not wrong there. I need to, like, set a good example or whatever. You know, I can envision the club doing something like that. Doing what? You know, like sharing poems we write and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. I would love that. Such a good way to learn about other people, you know? It's like we have so many emotions that we can express to other people usually.
So this is where they get the idea of making poetries. I guess it just wasn't implemented until like later on to the actual Doki Doki Literature Club storyline. The Doki Doki universe, I guess you can say.
But you can when it's in the poem, right?
Yeah. I think that's helping me form a more cohesive vision for the club. I'm glad you showed me, well, even though it was by accident.
Me too. I felt embarrassed at first, but now it feels kind of good that someone else read it.
I'll try to show you more of them in the future. I love that. Oh geez, I'm getting distracted. You want to go over this recruitment brainstorm together?
My brainstormed so hard. It was like a brain hurricane. My brain is a natural disaster.
My brain is a natural disaster. That needs to be like a t-shirt. I think it'd be good for like a nerd, like a geeky t-shirt for any like math nerds or something like that. My brain is like a natural disaster. I seriously want that as a t-shirt now. I want that put into a t-shirt that says my brain is a natural disaster. Sorry, that's terrible. Anyway, let's take a look at the list. Make cupcakes?
I was hungry. That's a good idea, isn't it?
Let me think about this. I mean,
When would we have the chance to give people cupcakes? You know, like when they come into the club. What if we had free cupcakes on the flyers? I'm kind of worried that you would bring in the wrong kinds of people, you know. Wrong kinds? People will come in just for cupcakes and then leave. Ah, nobody would do that. That would be mean. But you know, I want to find people who are really into literature. Even if they don't know it yet. Let's see, the next thing on the list is look for people reading books. I don't think I get it. Like going around the school and finding people who are reading books and, you know, like in the morning or during lunch. And we tell them to check out their literature club. But the problem with that is like, wouldn't most people reading books just be doing it for an assignment or something? How would we know if they were just reading for fun? Well, we could ask them. But then we would be bothering people who are trying to do the schoolwork. I didn't think about that part. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. You're coming up with a lot more things than I can. Oh, and your next idea is to hand out flyers rather than just put them on the wall. I would definitely like to start doing that. I'm useful! I never said you weren't. I just need to think, what would we tell people while handing them out? I don't want them to just be like, join the literature club. Let's figure out how we can better engage people. What if we told them that about the club activities and stuff? What club activities? Yeah, I guess it's supposed to be my job to come up with that, right? Vision for the club? Okay, Sayori, pretend you're a normal person for a second. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. You know, like a random passerby who's getting a flyer. How would you react to the idea of a literature club? Probably like, literature is stupid. I'm joining the anime club.
Oh god, is this like a cameo, like a reference to the main character? What the heck? Sorry, I was just thinking. I was right! I called it! Sorry, I was just thinking of a friend of mine. Okay, what if we said, like, do group reading and discuss it together? I guess I'll probably nap through that. That's you, Sayori. Yeah, but that doesn't really sound most fun to most people anyway. That doesn't really sound fun to most people anyway. I can't read and I can't talk at the same time. Because I'm a frickin' stupid head. I need to really catch their interest, you know? Ugh. This sucks. Why is this so hard? Monika, don't be sad. Be glad. What do you like about literature, Sayori? Me? Well, kind of what I said about the poem earlier. I just think it gives you a chance to express yourself. Like, express yourself in ways that you can't normally do when you're just doing it your normal day and talking to your friends. I mean, we all have so many thoughts and feelings that we could just don't get to share, you know? It's like, intimate. Yeah. How do we get that across to people? You could be like, express your true self. Be intimate with us. A little bit too much there, Sayori. Okay, that's kind of... I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh. What? What is it? I forgot all my things in my classroom. I must have gotten too excited and rushed here. Silly me. Rush? But weren't... never mind. Did you want to get your stuff then? I forgot. I'll forget if I don't do it now. Well, I'll be waiting for you then. Okay, it would take only a second. Sayori dashes out of the room, leaving Monika momentarily alone. Monika sighs and starts jotting her thoughts on a sheet of paper. Express yourself. Be who you want to be. Make new friends. Discover a new you. Discover your heart. No. Write your heart out. No. Right into your heart. Right in the way. This is where she gets to the lyrics to her song, Your Reality. Right the way into your heart. Join the literature club. Right into your heart. Wow, that's lame. BS. BS.
Monika!
You scared startled me.
Sorry, but it's something important. On my way to the classroom, there was a girl reading a book. Reading a book? Let's hurry and recruit her. Wait, are you sure she's not just doing homework? I could tell she was really into it. I guess we could take a look. Monika grabs one of her flyers and stands up from her desk. She would depart with the classroom, with Sayori leading the way. This way! You don't have to run. Sayori leads Monika to a particular classroom, then lowers her voice to a whisper. Let's see, in here. Monika peers through the window. Sure enough, there's a girl sitting alone, intently reading a book. I feel like a creep doing this. You go inside and talk to her. Me? You're the president, and I would probably scare her away. Okay, fine, I'll do it. Monika takes a deep breath and intimately enters the classroom. That was fast.
Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed.
What? Why? What happened?
Went into the classroom, and she didn't even look up from her book. So I kind of just left it fly on her desk, then walked out. And then walked out.
That's kind of cute. But I'm sure she will see it, and she will want to join the club.
I hope so. Can we head back now? Are they talking about Yuri? Because Yuri was the only club member that was like really intimate with her book. So that could be a reason why. The two head back to the club room. They were feeling rather accomplished, and Monika still feeling a bit embarrassed by the encounter. Upon returning, Monika and Sayori resume their strategy meeting. They discuss various kinds of recruitment tactics, from professional to silly. After going through Sayori's list, and with Monika's coming up with ideas of her own, the two end up in a better spot than what they were from when they began. Well, I would say that today was pretty productive, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think we're starting to make progress. I can't wait to get some new club members. Hey, what's this?
We presented the sheet of periods at the sheet of paper Monika was just jotting on earlier. Oh, don't mind that. I was just thinking it to myself.
Join the literature club. Right the way into your heart. That's so cute.
I thought it was just a little over dramatic.
But
Claire pauses and thinks for a moment.
You know, I don't think you give up yourself enough credit.
What? What do you mean?
Like, I don't know. I feel like I could tell that from talking to you today. Seems like you're always afraid of doing something wrong.
Yeah, but
would you call yourself a perfectionist?
Yeah, I definitely am. I mean, I always have an idea in my head of how I want things to go. And it's like, I can't accept anything less than that. But in the end, I think in the end, it helps me to try my hardest at everything. So I don't think it's that bad. Like with this club, we have such an opportunity to make it into exactly how we envision it. But it feels like we only have one shot at it. So, I'm really just afraid of deviating from that vision.
What's the vision?
It's... Monika pauses to think, then shakes her head to herself. Sighs. I don't know. I just want everyone to... Monika trails off. Smiling, Sayori taps her finger against her sheet of paper. Right the way into your heart.
I think what you're trying to do is to make the club that you need the most out of everyone. Wait, is to make the club that you need the most. I can't read it properly. Is to make the club that you need the most out of everyone. Well, you're the only one who knows yourself best, of course. But I'm here to help you.
Monika returns Sayori's smile. Sort of amazing how kind you are. We're really gonna make this the best club ever. Sayori nods, and the two remain silent for a moment, lost in thought. The only sound is the steady whisper of the air conditioner. Then the only movement in the afternoon sunlight, trickling away in and out of the moving cloud. Sayori breaks the moment with a big yawn. Time to go home?
You tell me. You're the president.
In that case, today's meeting is officially over. I look forward to it tomorrow.
Me too.
Sayori beamed and grabbed her things. You can go on ahead. I need a few minutes still.
Oh, I can't wait. I can wait.
That's alright. I just want some alone time.
In that case...
Sayori waves enthusiastically at Monika.
Good luck.
Monika smiles and waves in return, and Sayori spins her away out of the classroom. All alone, she sighs to herself and takes a minute to zone out. She wasn't prepared for the self-reflection encouraged by Sayori, but she decides it was something that she would probably need right about now. The club that I need the most? I don't get it. I just wanted to start a club with more passion. Something that I could use to help lead people into happiness. Literature is the key to that. Because it's the window to the real person inside of us. Underneath the person who's forced to always smile and blend in. The person who's forced to be perfect. Monika suddenly notices a folder on the floor by her desk. Sayori leave this behind? I hope it doesn't have her homework in it. Worried, Monika opens the folder to check. Poems. Folder of poems. Become the flower. A feeling of joy is a flower plucked from the ground. The color, the scent, so pretty in my hair. Every day I pluck some flowers as thought they grew just for me. A lifetime of peace and nourishment yanked away in an instant. All for me, all for joy. I need more. I need more joy. I need more happy. Pluck, pluck, pluck. Every day. Pluck, pluck, pluck.
so pretty in my hair. Pluck, pluck, pluck. Going to die, and you too. Beneath my feet, a flower stands alone. It beckons to me. I twist the stem, freeing it from its clinging roots, pressing the final joyous moment between my fingers. But to what ends? I look in every direction. In the field I just stand in, the prosperous field, barren wasteland, the fruits of my labor, the carnage of my joy, and that is why I've decided I must become the flower. What the? Wait, Sayori? Alright, take 3 because take 2 my face cam wasn't working, so now we got it fixed. That wasn't proper English, but you get the story. It's fixed. Anyways, another day passes in a flash, and it's already time for Another day passes in a flash. It's already time for the next club meeting. Although Monika should have come up with a plan for today's club tests, she hasn't been able to shake her guilt and anxiety after reading Sayori's poem. I'm so stupid. How did I let myself be the center of the attention? Sayori's going through these kinds of feelings, and I'm letting her comfort me instead of the other way around. This is what she was talking about, the depression, isn't it? What kind of club president does that? This whole time, I didn't think to ask about her own feelings. So much for the stupid vision. Sayori enters the club room with her usual smile, but upon seeing the downcast Monika, her smile quickly fades into an expression of concern. Monika? Is everything okay? I'm really sorry. I'm such a terrible friend. Huh? What are you talking about? You're an amazing friend. Monika shakes her head. I made this all about myself. Even you said so yesterday. You told me that I'm trying to make the club that I need the most, right? But my problems are so trivial compared to yours. Sayori responds quietly. What are you talking about? But as she says that, her face darkens. Through the silence, Sayori mutters her realization. I left my folder here. Monika stares blankly ahead, unable to come up with a response. I wasn't ready to share those. Now you're worrying about me. And I don't want that. But why? We're friends, right? Wordlessly, Sayori nods. Friends look out for each other. I want to be here for you as much as you here for me. Another long moment passes in silence. The air is incredibly heavy. This is different. It wasn't just about you yesterday. It was about the club. Besides, things were so happy yesterday. You don't need to do this all of a sudden. I don't want it. I like happy. So, if you do this, then you're just being selfish. Monika massages her forehead, struggling through the frustration of such a paradox. It's understandable that Sayori isn't ready to share certain things. But as unfair as it is for Monika to pry, it's also painful for Monika to force herself to ignore the needs of her friend. I'm sorry I looked. I disrespected your privacy. No, I don't blame you for looking. You would have at least needed to check if it was mine. Yeah. Monika takes a deep breath. Okay. I understand that you don't want me to worry. And I think I'll be able to put this aside so we can move on. But, can you promise me something? Promise you what? Monika pauses to collect her thoughts. This is the Literature Club. A place where people can express themselves in the ways that life normally doesn't allow them to. That's the vision. In fact, it's our vision. Right away into your heart or whatever. So, I just want you to promise me that you'll remember that too. It doesn't have to be right now, but I want to be here for you when you need it. I wanted it to be ourselves like that. Sayori smiles gently. I promise if you promise. Unable to help it, Sayori returns Sayori's smile. I promise. Me too. As the conversation closes, the mood in the room is lifted. With that behind them, it's time to proceed with the club activities. So, want to teach me about poetry? Huh? But what about recruitment? I have a voice crack. Recruitment. It's fine. We have plenty of time for that. But right now, I feel like I want to do this. I mean, I do have to fulfill my end of the promise, you know? There's no way I could say no to that. Just don't expect much. I do a lot of writing, but it's not like I'm a scholar or anything. That's fine. I think I just need, like, some motivation. I'll never know when to start when it comes to writing poems. Starting isn't so hard. You just kind of need to write down your own feelings and see where it takes you. Yeah, but wouldn't that... I'm sorry for anyone who's watching this video and just seeing me just malfunction every time I try to talk. But, yeah, but wouldn't that come out... That wouldn't come out any good. It's not supposed to. You're gonna have to fight your perfectionist mind out on this one. You can just start about writing your feelings, and we'll see what kinds of things it makes you think of. And then you can turn your own feelings into a story. Into a little story. I can't, I'm skipping all this shit. And then you can turn your feelings into a little story. You can get your feelings down first, and then make it sound pretty later. It's not building a railroad, where you go from one end to another. More like a college, where you find all the things you want to put in, and then rearrange them in a pretty way. At least that's how I do it. It's not like it's like the only way, but it's a really good way to get stuck right in the beginning. I understand. Yeah, I always get so caught up in how it sounds that I forget what's actually important. So Monika pulls out a pen and paper to start writing on. Stop being perfectionist, you idiot. I'm just kidding. Monika scribbles out, "You idiot," after she writes it down. No, keep it! What, why? Are you calling me an idiot? Of course not! But the point is that you're not supposed to police your feelings, right? Be as dramatic as you want. But well, yeah. Underneath the scribble, Monika rewrites, "You idiot." She stares at the paper. Her words stare back at her. Kind of funny how I wrote it down what I'm mad at myself for, and then I did the exact thing anyway. This is really gonna take something getting used to. I believe in you. Thanks, I do too. I mean. But also you, of course. Monika continues to exercise, jotting down her thoughts. Surprisingly quite a struggle to write without overthinking it. But after a while, Sayori's guidance and encouragement, Monika's sheet of paper begins to look fairly lively, peppered with all her random thoughts. Phew! Monika looks up and down at her sheet. Gosh, I feel so tense looking at this. I hate it, but it's also kind of liberating. I can tell how hard you've been trying. It makes me happy. I think you'd be good at writing poems. Don't give me too much credit. I like to try really, really hard at it. But I think it's something that I'll enjoy doing. With you. Sayori beams. I'll stop here, but we'll still have time. I'm trying to get to work on a new flyer for the club. I won't be so picky about the language. Yay, let's do it! Monika and Sayori proceed with their work. With each passing day, the two of them become more confident in the club. Not simply from recruitment planning, but from their vision as well. As their bond strengthens, so does the essence of the literature club. Finally, they begin to truly feel that it's only a matter of time before they find more members. Another day passes. As usual, Monika is the first one to enter the club room. With her printout of the revised literature club flyer, complete with all the new ideas Monika and Sayori came up with. The point of this flyer we gave is to the one reading girl the other day. So much more attractive than the old one, but the new catchphrase is featured clearly in the center of the flyer. Write the way into your heart. Surely common sense would say that one writes from the heart, not into the heart. But the message being delivered is that one can be used writing to discover it themselves. Hopefully Monika and Sayori had thought that it would be enough to garner some of the curiosity from students. Why do I feel so tense looking at this? Monika thinks back to the previous meeting, where she performed the writing exercise. Was I always this bad at expressing myself? How am I supposed to be president if I can't demonstrate what the club is supposed to be about? The literature club is truly beginning to take form. But with that, the weight of Monika's shoulders only becomes heavier. The big club was always about rigid structure, formulating our airtight points and counterpoints and delivering them with conviction. It was about the person on the outside. That's why Monika was so good at it. It existed entirely within her realm of comfort. It's suffocating. I need to break through this mental wall. I need to learn to express myself, for real. Monika pulls out a sheet of paper and grabs her pen. Presses the tip of the pen firmly against the paper. But her hand doesn't move. Instead, a tiny blob of ink collects around the tip of her pen.
Monika lifts her pen and stares at the little blotch. For some reason, she feels compelled to write her finger across it. As she does so, the black ink smears across the paper, ruining Monika's canvas. Out of spite of herself, Monika presses her pen down once again, letting the ink collect. She creates a second smear on the paper. Come on, Monika. Just move your hand. Getting the lyrics of the song into her mind now. Monika writes, "This is what I get for seeking perfection. A stain." Monika slides the paper from her and puts her head down on the desk. The air conditioner seems louder today. "I'm here." "Hi." Monika hears Sayori approach her desk and stops for a second, probably reading at the piece of paper. Then she sits down in the adjacent desk. "Bad day?" "Mm-hmm." "Me too." "You too?" "New flyer looks so good. You've been working so hard." "On the club, but also something else, I think." "I can't do it. Sorry. It's so hard to just be vulnerable." Sayori takes a sheet of paper and from Monika's desk. She writes something down, then stares at it for a while. "Can I trust you?" "Can I trust you?" "Of course. You trust me with anything." Sayori gazes at Monika with sadness in her eyes. Understanding the signal, Monika takes the paper from Sayori's desk and... "Sometimes I want to die." Did the exact same thing. Oh my. Sayori. This is really, really hard for me. Her voice shakes. So if I can't do it, I can too. Because you're like a million times better than me. That's completely not true. Sayori takes a deep breath, trying to steady herself. That's something about me that I've never told anyone before. Even now, my head is like screaming at me to stop. Wait, you don't have to force yourself. I mean, just because of the promise yesterday. I want to. It just feels right. I mean, it's maybe part of the reason why I came to this club in the first place. This is the literature club. I trust you more than I'm scared. At those words, Monika stands up. Sayori must have taken those days to work up for the courage for this. Where Monika's own futile but genuine efforts actually pushed put the push that Sayori needed. Sayori's deliberate breaths can be heard over the air conditioner. As she prepares herself to continue, Monika waits in a gentle silence. I have this problem where I get really upset when people worry too much about me. I can't control it. It's like when you waste your energy about worrying about me when you can just be happy with it instead. So I never tell anyone about these things, these kinds of thoughts that I have. It's so much easier to smile and just help everyone else to be happy. Terrible. That's what Monika wants to say, but she then stops herself in fear of saying the wrong thing. Just that if everyone knew about it, they would just treat me like the same anymore. Like whenever I'm not smiling, everyone would be worried about me and ask me what's wrong. I know that, but because it's used to being like that. Sayori pauses, seeming to recall something in the past. I just want everyone to be happy. That's the most important thing to me. Letting people look inside my head doesn't bring happiness to anyone. Sayori pauses again with her solemn expression, making her look almost like an entirely different person. How'd you find the courage to tell me this? You're not worried that I'll become one of those people too? I am worried. Part of me really hates myself for doing this, but another part of me, I think I just felt like it would be different at this time. Whenever we talk about when the club's supposed to meet, I kept feeling like it was right for me to do. Especially after you've been trying so hard to express yourself too. It just made me feel that I could say it in confidence and our friendship doesn't have to change.
It's so silly. The club is only 2 people, but yet it already means this much to me. Monika feels a tightening sensation into her heart. A feeling connection of Sayori's emotions radiating from between them. Me too. I was so lost until you showed up. You're so brave, Sayori. You're so strong and brave, I don't even compare. Monika steps forward. But if nothing else, I can at least offer you some hug energy. If you like. Wordless and without a smile, Sayori rests her forehead on Monika's shoulder. Through their contact, Monika can almost feel the torrent of thoughts swimming in her head, in Sayori's head. And in this moment, enchanted by the air of the club. I'm like perplexed by the, enchanted by the art. Monika realizes that all the days that have passed, this is the one where she really, really hopes that nobody new walks through the door. She speaks softly. You're like the sweetest girl I ever met. You can say anything, and I will never judge you. I promise. Sayori's breath began to quiver. She takes several deep breaths, trying as hard as she can to start speaking. So, to say the things that she never once dared to say out loud. Finally, she speaks in a choked voice. I'm so worthless. I'm worthless, and everyone would be better off without me. She suppresses a sob as a tear falls down her desk. I'm just an inconvenience to everyone. I'm not good at anything, and it just feels like everyone just has to put up with me. And I hate it. I hate it. The more Sayori speaks, the more she fails to control her voice, falling victim to the overwhelming sadness clutching at her throat and chest. I don't want to have these thoughts. I want them to go away. And now I'm making you put up with me, and I just want to die. As soon as Sayori loses her composure, Monika becomes determined to keep her own. She only wants to be what Sayori needs right now, so she won't let any sadness show. Her voice comes through as soft and gentle. This isn't putting up with you. It's just being your friend. Monika offers a few words of comfort, but she knows, Sayori said it herself, that the thoughts Sayori experiences are not the ones that don't belong. And Monika can magically make them go away. The most you can do is help Sayori battle them, like any good friend would do. You have so much value. Me and the other friends too. This club wouldn't have been the same without you. I really, really mean that. Your coming here was the best thing that could ever happen. Even if we got any other club members, I would still be happy. That's what you brought here. You brought us division, and you brought happiness. And that's what your favorite thing to do, right? Sayori doesn't respond, but Monika feels her gently nod. No more are needed between them. You share their embrace for a while longer, Monika letting Sayori take it as much time as she needs. Once her breathing steadies, her sniffles fully ceased, Sayori lifts her head and wipes her eyes. I guess I needed that. Some days are just harder than others. I'm here whenever you need me. But any other time, I'll make sure that things are the way they usually are. And that way makes you happy. If that's what makes you happy. Thanks. You're the best. No, you are. You exchange smiles. You know, I'm sorry to bring this all up all of a sudden, but have you considered talking to a professional? Sayori nods. It's scary. It's already so hard to tell people. Yeah. Well, of course, it'll always be your choice, but if you ever look to find enough courage for it, I can do my best to help you. Thanks. I think it helps knowing that you would. Sayori suddenly yawns and stretches. Wow, that made me tired. And hungry. Well, I won't make you do any work for today if you're not up for it. No, I want to. I mean, I can say it's definitely the one thing that makes me happy. Monika smiles. But I might need to get a snack first. All of a sudden, the sound of the door causes the two of them to turn their heads. The door opens and then stops. A face peeks inside. A face that seems familiar. Anyways, guys, thank you for joining me on this first part of the Doki Doki Literature Club plus side stories with Trust. We are now going to do Understanding in the next episode. So until then, everybody, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.